Hello, welcome back to another day in the arena, but the first day in the arena for Young CGB. This series of Young CGB is going to be, like the last one, designed to be all about having the best possible Magic experience without putting any money into the game, completely free to play. And we're going to start it right from the very beginning, the register screen. I'm going to put in my email. Don't mind if you all see that. If you want to email me, though, you need to know that about 99.9% of my emails get ignored. Just so you know. Don't be surprised if I write you back never. So here I am creating a Wizards account. All that is absolutely fine, but no email. As you can see how much I like email. And let's launch it up. I think you're going to get to see me do a tutorial.
Wake up.
What do you want?
Whew, looks like you barely survived your last battle, but with some training, you'll become a force to be reckoned with.
What last battle? What are you talking about? It's my first time using this account since the wipe. Whoa. Okay.
The elves of Llanowar are impressive warriors. Perhaps one of them will help us practice.
The forest belongs to the elves.
That doesn't sound like practice.
She seems like an enthusiastic teacher.
So let's look
You'll need
around.
to draw mana from lands to cast your spells.
Yeah, I know. So if we wanted to, we could totally skip the tutorial, and I believe some of you might want that, but I'm in for a longer than normal video. Skip ahead in the video if you're not into this, but some people are going to be playing Arena for the first time, and this is for you. You see our little friend, I gave her a name last time, what was it? Was it like Kiara? Like Keira Knightley or something? But anyway, our little wispy friend here is going to guide and try to point you around on what to do. So we'll play the land.
You don't have enough lands to cast anything yet.
Yeah, life is hard.
So that's all you can do right now.
Uh-huh. And I'll like co-pilot. I'll let Kiara do most of the teaching. I wouldn't talk over her. It'd be disrespectful.
Land so you can summon a creature.
Yes, I will. Whoa! Look at this. Look at this. They're showing you how to cast stuff. You see, you got two of those. Wah. This is what tapped means. Yep. Rocking it.
You can summon creatures to fight for you.
That's what I intend for this one to do. Alright, next up. Okay. Now, they want me to play in a certain order, I remember that, so I'm going to just play these things while I can.
Only one of your creatures is ready to attack.
The whole, like, playing things post-combat, like some people will try to say is the better way to play, or they count the number of misplays here. It's not designed around playing perfectly, it's designed around playing simply. Things that people would understand quickly. Power, toughness, 2, exactly. Bam!
You're going to pay for that.
Oh yeah, I remember this about the tutorial. Quips at every turn. A world of quips. Lines on lines on lines. Treetop Warden. 2/2s on 2/2s. Well. So again, we're just playing first main because it sort of makes you. And they want me attacking. It's like, yes, I would behave as the beatdown in this scenario. You would also say maybe the opponent shouldn't, It would also suggest that maybe the opponent shouldn't block in this spot. Yep, they're showing how combat works. Because they could block the line breaker next turn.
Admirable. Pity I have to crush you.
Bring it. It's a 4/4.
Big problem.
This is a land.
That beast will destroy your creatures if you attack now.
So let's not attack. Good call.
You've shown spirit, but I will show you strength.
Oh, that sounds nice. That's a big creature. Yep, that's how spells work. See, you're supposed to read that temporary part.
One of your creatures can block it.
It's like, no, I don't want to kill my Shrine Keeper. Oh, so sad. Even a small creature will block all damage without trample. Exactly.
Take down that beast while it's still recovering.
Ha! Wow, did that vengeance get taken?
You're not making this easy.
Did you see that, like, rainbow from the sky? Who would have thought Take Vengeance would have such a thing? I bet I draw something.
We've got you cornered.
Cast a spell. Clear a path to finish her.
I'm trying. Get it.
Well fought, outsider.
I don't like that they called me an outsider on my way out the door. It's like, haven't I thought maybe I could be one of your tribe. I could join your pack. But no. I'm still an outsider.
Yeah, good work back there.
Yeah.
But if you're going to battle another planeswalker, you've got to be prepared for anything.
I'm prepared.
I know a guy on Ravnica that can teach you everything you need to know about tactics. Especially what not to do.
Okie dokie then. So a lot of the voicing in here has changed. It's meant to be more of a learning experience as opposed to a confrontational one where it's like, oh no, you've been ambushed by goblins. What will you do?
Surprise attack!
Well, I mean, that sounds the same. You'll notice new board stuff if you only watch Young CGB and don't watch my other videos, that we have gargoyles and birds that we can chase away.
First blood. Yay!
Don't worry, these things are basically harmless.
I've noticed I have 20 life. That's nice. So much rage.
Okay, maybe worry just a little bit.
Aha! Second blood.
Strictly worse Bowmat Courier. It's okay.
You need to mount a defense.
I will mount this defense, I guess. I'm going to call your bluff with a block. A 3/3 Goblin versus Archer.
I've got more where that came from.
Alrighty then. We heal all damage at end of turn. Using that heal word. Sounds like another game I know. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Meow.
Your creatures aren't tough enough to survive being blocked. Hold them
Yeah.
back.
Alright. I'll stay home.
Everybody but me, charge!
Let's see if they let me do blocks that would play around tricks or not. No, they don't want me to play around a combat trick like I would for a removal spell here. They want me to block in a certain way. Alright.
Hey, nobody kills my troops but me!
Well said. So many quips. Quipsite. Goblin Grenade! Pew! Wish that card made it into the actual game. Along with Raging Goblin, for that matter. Well, I guess we have a better Raging Goblin in Fanatical Firebrand. I don't need Raging Goblin, but I'd love me some Goblin
There's an army of
Grenade.
expendable minions when you need one.
I'm pretty sure you're about to play
Oh,
one.
here it is.
Quips for everything, man. Everything. Gang leader. If this were in the actual game, it might be very interesting because the Goblin deck could be a little more go wide. Do we want to attack? I guess not.
Nice defense. He'd be a fool to attack you now.
I bet he does.
Never hold back. Never back down. Never walk barefoot in a goblin warren.
It's supposed to be funny. Let's block all your stuff and kill them. Clearly the point of this exercise is some
It's
people
time to
do
bring
silliness.
The pain.
And a 7/3.
This is going to hurt.
It's a pain bringer, so yeah. Alright. Let's send the Guardian, see if the opponent would like a tradesies. No. And play another one. Now it's letting me shake it up and kind of work with my creativity a little.
good general knows when they're beat. So you should probably give up now.
We could have just not blocked. Yeah, but there you go.
Have mercy on me, please.
Pow, pow, pow.
It's the pokey bits that hurt the most.
You drew the Taking Vengeance that would have killed the big tap 7-3 anyway. That's pretty funny. Cards! I get Knight's Pledge. I get Angelic Reward. Hoo-ha. Just
You're
a little
quick
bit.
learner, so let's try a more challenging lesson.
Indeed. Come and get it. That's a pretty stone-faced merfolk.
He might look like any other merfolk, but his knowledge is boundless.
Boundless?
Stay patient and keep an open mind.
If it is wisdom you seek, I will teach you.
Okay, Yoda. Wisdom you seek. I teach you I will. Go.
Birds fly freely, unfettered by earthly bonds.
Dude. It's like except for penguins. Penguins have issues with that. Look at the...
Everything is connected. You must understand the air, land, and sea.
It's the most annoying teacher of all time. It's like, oh, I'm here for a lecture.
Any blockers on the ground?
This is your flying lesson, where you're just gonna get a beating from a Zephyr Gull. Take this. You know, anybody who knows me too well knows I have a history fighting off birds. Oh yeah? I'll take the Knight's Pledge. Hoi!
Good. You've been paying attention.
On guard. A crab.
Obstacles may block your path, but do not lose sight of your true goal.
Okay.
Oh, look at its little hat. So cute. Sorry. Continue.
Bluff attack. Bluff attack, of course. Ah, he called the bluff. Alright.
Sometimes the best way around is through.
This guy right here. I don't appreciate your
Matters
condescending
ebb
tone.
and flow.
Look at me ebbing. Look at me flowing. Sadness. Hoi! On God! Block skis. Part of me is really curious if you can lose. And I'm kind of thinking about, like,
If
should
you
I let
keep
him beat
to
me?
the shallows, you'll never learn the secrets of the depths.
Wow, that sounds deep.
It sounds so deep. You read your own caption. Divination, crab. Rawr kitty. Rawr kitty. Super kitty. It pledged to be a knight twice, and now it's like the strongest cat in the galaxy. In the multiverse. In the verse. Titanic. Plagosaur.
His lessons are just so majestic.
And listen, I'm just talking over him. You. Oh, I know. We're going Mega Cat. Because it's a cat. Rah! Teach you a lesson, Mr. Philosophy.
The student is a river. The teacher is an ocean. The master is also an ocean.
Wait, what? That last one sounds a bit fishy.
Sure.
You know what? The mystic I was thinking of isn't even a merfolk. So, I actually don't know who this guy is.
Oh.
I apologize.
Funny banter. Oh, the banter. Oh, the funny
It was
banter.
fun while it lasted.
All that, and I wasn't supposed to learn anything from the quips, except that the Wisp is trying to be funny. Yep, Magic is a lighthearted game with a sense of humor, not serious ever. Smash, 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 counter, counter, kill, kill.
Okay, you're almost ready to take on anyone, including whoever roughed you up in the first place.
Who roughed me up in the
For
first
your
place?
last lesson, let's head to Tarkir to learn the art of surprise.
Okay. I don't know why we're thinking that we picked me up from, like, a bruising battering. Like, was it playing another game? If you're a first-time player, is that the flavor? That you came from a different game where you lost, so now you're trying this one? I don't think that's a very good thing to presume.
Watch her every move.
This board doesn't
and
look
be
too
ready
bad.
for anything.
It's all really misty. It's the Dagobah. It's the Dagobah system.
Oh, what pretty
Dagobah
little
system.
thing has wandered into my web.
Well, thank you. At least you're calling me pretty. I did work on this appearance all day.
Go on, attack me.
Go, kitty! Go, kitty!
This is my favorite part.
Ah, poor kitty. Uh-huh. Time for you to learn about
Let her
instants,
get under your
kids.
skin.
Your move.
Sounds like a trap. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Flash can be cast at any time. Yes, let's learn about instants and flash in this lesson. Come on.
Did you see that coming?
Maybe. Are you flirting with me over here? It's like they're teaching you how to play against Drago. Okay. Okay. Way behind on cards. I have the Z4-4.
Aw,
You have the
don't even
grip.
get a hit in.
Oh, it's so sad.
I've been waiting for this.
What am I supposed to do, Wispy? Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. I need help. Ah! You can't block. Well, there's a battlefield, 5 damage to target opponent. This says target blocking or blocked creature. Alright, so we have to block. Otherwise we lose the game. Is
Careful.
what they're telling me
You can't
there.
afford to take another hit like that. Block fresh.
Rakshasa.
Then it's time for some
Rakshasa.
trickery of your own.
Soul Hunter Rakshasa Cat Demon. Demonic cats. Should just be all cats,
Cast
right?
it now.
They're all out to get us. I will cast it. Ha!
Ooh, very clever.
I know, right? Oh, thank you, thank you. How you like me now? Uh-oh.
You've fallen right into my trap.
I'll show you.
Get ready.
I'm ready. Ta-da! Pump spells, ain't it great?
I can respect that.
You're into me. Admit it.
I've got nothing, really. I'm at your mercy.
So much flirting. Alright, can't even cast this, so I guess we're attacking.
Well, looks like you've let your guard down.
So many. They're the new relentless rats, I guess. 7 of them.
Now it's my turn.
Hurry! Make some blockers.
I've made some blockers. Check this out. I can block here, go to 1, and then lethal counterattack.
Ugh, why won't you die?
Now you've got her.
You love me, don't you?
I'll be in touch.
Call me. Cards. Inspiring Commander, Sarah Angel. Now you do get these even if you skip the tutorial. It's important to know.
That was some quick thinking. When we first met, you looked within an inch of your life. But now you're unstoppable.
Thanks, I think.
Who were you fighting in the first place, anyway?
Are we going to complete the story?
Nicole Bolas. After I annihilated you, I really didn't expect to see you again.
Who knows what bolus means in other languages?
What? This is a terrible idea.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll leave.
There's no way you're prepared for this guy.
Probably not. And now I'm supposed to click play. Mixed messages, Wisp! It's important to know that you get all the cards if you skip the tutorial. You don't have to play the tutorial to win or earn anything. So, a lot of people have asked me that. A lot of people have said stuff about that. So, just putting it out there.
I'll make a deal with you, Planeswalker. Defeat me, and I'll let you go. Lose, and you will serve me for eternity.
So what happens if I lose here?
Fight as if your life depended on it.
Oh, okay. Spiky CGB time. What's this multicolor crap?
Sometimes you need to make a tough decision.
Not that tough.
Did he just throw away a dragon?
He did.
You look surprised. I do as I choose with what is mine, and it is all mine.
Oh, that Grixis. Oh, that cruel cut.
Everything here exists or perishes at my whim.
Gotcha. Sounds like a good fight. Boom. Let's break some lines
Power
together.
is the only thing that matters. There is nothing else.
So, like flexing or what? Oh, I see. Draw 3 cards, lose 3 life. Flavor. Alright. Let's get him. I'll break your line.
I will let nothing stand in the way of what I seek. Not even death.
That's not good. Here comes Zombie Dragon.
Dragon.
What, no line? I mean, I know he always said 1. I was getting used to, like, getting 2 a turn. Slamma-jamma.
Enough of this. Enough of this.
Uh-oh. What's this? Double cast. What are we copying? What's it gonna be? 2 damage each creature without flying. No! That's not good. That's not good. This is gonna be the lesson where you learn how to come back from falling behind, I guess.
Whoa!
The Wisp is scared. Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Inspire me, baby. He's got all these people out here. He's doing the Braveheart thing. They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom.
My triumph is at hand.
We shall see.
What's these?
Oh, what? You don't like it? You're not into this? You don't like that? You don't like that? You don't like none of that?
Just might be able to pull this off.
I mean, our opponent has a fresh hand of 7. Seems tough.
Soon there will be nothing left of you either.
7 cards versus none. No problem. 3 damage to all our creatures. Great. Totally got this one by the nuts.
Hold back. so you can prepare for his attack.
Now we're going to show that we know how to block and play instants again. Raw dragon! Confront the assault.
What?
Yeah, triggers.
I've underestimated you.
I think they want me to do this. It's really risky, but it's one of those things where I guess you just take risks.
Congratulations. You're actually beginning to irritate me.
Ah, I get that all the time. Check my YouTube comments.
Such impudence.
Yep, I'm saucy. I'm just that kind of a guy. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
An angel. Do you really think a mere angel will stop me?
Hallelujah.
My power is beyond that of a god.
Cocky dude. Chasing scorpions versus chasing birds. I like the birds. Oh, not cool. Crabbo. Demon. Christ. Choose your blockers, but keep your angel alive? I wonder if the opponent orders the cat first. But it said, okay, they don't want me blocking with the angel here. So we'll hang on to our tactical advantage.
Admit defeat.
I will never admit defeat to you, Bolas. Raw vigilance. Feel the power of the vigilance.
My patience is wearing thin. Let's finish it.
Wonder where I was supposed to use this. I haven't needed it yet.
This is it.
Oh yeah!
Ah, I'm impressed.
Take that, Big Daddy Bolus. So, let's see. Looking at the time, takes about half an hour to do the tutorial at, like, standard player speed. Probably longer if you're learning. Probably a lot longer if you're learning, actually.
That dragon better think twice before he tries messing with you again.
Now they give you the decks. Again, you get these even if you skip the tutorial. Don't do it because you want the decks. If you skip, you get all this stuff.
The wild wasn't
It
meant
won't
to be
affect your
contained.
games, and you can change it whenever you want.
You can also use it as a soundboard.
You will lose.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
I didn't live through hell to lose to you.
Ooh, I love what they've done to the place.
Let's tear this place apart.
I have conquered death.
I've lost so much already. I won't lose more.
Ugh, the living are just
Sounds like they're
mean.
these two sound like they're having a great
Every
conversation.
fight makes me stronger.
You will watch me as I kill you.
Beasts are much more reliable than humans.
Apologies for the smell. I've been recruiting.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa, what? All right, we're kind of in the game. So play a game gives us our first 250 gold quests. So all we gotta do is pick a deck and play it. And when I look at the decks, the starting collection's a lot different now. So yeah, let's look at the 5 decks and talk about it. And I'm going to change the layout and look around. So we don't really have any other cards. I guess we got some lurking here in artifacts that we can use. Probably not a lot of changes you even want to make at this stage in the game. Like these decks, now that you don't have the Kaladesh cards, remember what they gave us to start open beta was a lot. They gave us one of each Kaladesh rare, 2 of each Kaladesh uncommon, or common, and they gave us 4 of a certain specific set of awesome mythic planeswalkers, uncommons, and rares. I mean, it was... what we got was really good, and we don't have anything like that again. So now these decks are where we have to start with and figure out what to do. Here's our starting wildcard set. 8 commons, 4 uncommons, 2 rares, and a mythic rare. And here is our starting gold. So we have to decide where to go and what to build. So the black deck looks really medium, to be honest. It looks like it's trying to be a zombie deck, but doesn't have many lords. I think that green will prove to be one of the stronger ones, just because of the power of playing huge creatures and putting some really awesome auras on top of them. It also runs a meteor golem, which is something. You do get 1 arcane encyclopedia, which I will probably end up throwing into all kinds of decks. Then we look at Dragon's Fire. How's mono red? It's probably not as aggressive as we're quite looking for. 3 Keldorn Rider is pretty bad. This is pretty Those are pretty meh. They're okay. But we can't be too picky. We can't be too picky. I'm just trying to look at each deck quickly and figure out which one is the strongest. So we've got Diamond Mares, Field Creepers, Evenwind Mage, Pioneer, Befuddled, Divination, Sai, Tempest Djinn, Waterknots. There aren't really enough artifacts for Sai. I have a feeling, though, that I might want to try the blue one. And then over here on Tactical Assault. So right away we have to pick a deck to upgrade. We don't have to. You can play a few games like this and get more gold and work on getting packs. But what I'm going to recommend to you in my style, I'm going to give you exactly what I would do if I were doing a free-to-play account and I were dropped in this game right away. And what I would do is work on a blue deck from scratch. It's blue or green. Those are the 2 that I think speak to me the most. We have 8 common wild cards, 4 uncommon wild cards, 2 rares, and a mythic rare. So I'm going to put up the not collected blue cards as well, and I'm just going to look around. This is an uncommon wild card use, but it's probably a key card for a mono blue aggressive deck, and this is a very good common card, so I'm probably coming back to those. Obviously there's going to be a lot more uncollected than collected. This is a common, so that's one that we could really get in. This is an easy one to get to. This is an uncommon, so probably a harder one to get that we may not need to get right away. How many uncommons? Just 4? Wow. So that's going to be really tough. What we're going to want are some unblockable creatures that we can start getting in with right away. When you're building a deck, commons are usually a very small part of it. Uncommons are a much bigger part of it. Rares are a very big part of it, and mythics are a small part of it. So your uncommon and your rare wildcards are going to be our bottleneck to start all of this. So let's just glance around a little. I think that what I want to do most is craft a few cards here. Let's craft some Curious Obsessions. If we're going to play this mono blue deck, this is the best card. And then you just want things that fly to go with them. So things that we can get in there with. These are common, and we'll grab the latest version. When you are crafting, because of how rotation works, you'll get more mileage if you craft the newest version than the oldest version. So M19 is a newer set than the Ixalan, so we're going to craft M19. It's probably unlikely to matter much over the long term, but it's something to keep in mind. 2 rares, 1 mythic rare, 4 commons. So we need another common that's like a good flyer. It needs to be able to be evasive. If it's not evasive, the Curious Obsession won't get in. So I think the Corsair might be it, but that's not a card I want long term for the deck. Dive Down is, so that might be what I pick up if I have enough creatures. Let's go back to what we do have, take off the not collected, and see if we can come up with enough creatures here to make this deck work. As you can see, they don't give us very many cheap cards at all, which is pretty frustrating. But we do have this Gearsmith Prodigy. It does get pumped with an artifact. This makes artifacts, so we can probably keep the artifact theme at least for a little while. We definitely want Tempest Djinn, and in fact, I'm pretty sure this is the rare I want. So I'm going to move right in on these Tempest Djinns. As far as keeping the... I think we can run a Diamond Mare too. We can name blue, gain some life. That might be very important. I'll run the Zahid. I'll also run Air Elemental. Waterknot is probably a removal spell that we're going to have to use. Wow. And then we don't have a lot of access to other cards. Let's see what's left in our wildcard collection. What's our creature count like? 18. So I feel like I need a few more creatures and a few more ways to protect them, and we have a mythic rare. So let's go to common not collected in blue. If we have 20 creatures, I think that's about right for this deck. So I can use Dive Down. This is going to be a common wild card, but I really do think I need it. And it can protect our Curious Obsessed creature. And then the other common that I'm going to pick up here is going to be the Kitesail Corsair, which that's not a card I want long term and will probably replace as soon as I get the Relic Runners. Oh, that's interesting, as it can be unblockable when we play a historic card. We don't have that much historic, not really. So I'm gonna look around a little bit more. This one's a decent common too, but I think flying is much more important than anything else, and I think being a 2 or 1 mana card is very, very important for this style of deck. So yeah, as much as I don't really like Kitesail Corsair and I plan to replace it as soon as possible, I'm going to go ahead and use it for my common wild card. Next up, let's have a look over here for our uncollected mythic rares in blue and artifacts. What are the best things we can spend a mythic rare on to help this particular deck? I wish I could tell you Jace Cunning Castaway is a good use of your mythic rare, but I strongly believe it is not. And I don't see any artifacts. Honestly, I don't see anything here that I want to use a mythic rare spot on. So it's good to have a deck that doesn't need mythic rares, and about the only rare thing that we need for this deck is Tempest Djinn. But we're just going to have to let our mythic rare hang out for the time being. We could get a Tezzeret, which might not be horrible, and it might help the deck quite a bit, to be honest. We have some other 5s. Well, it's such a medium card, though. I don't think it's that good. Dream Eater is much more interesting, but I'm not convinced it's good. I wouldn't want to use a mythic rare if I were in this spot. I'm doing basically this whole thing is what I would do, and I would just sit on my mythic rare. So I'm not going to push it. So we'll take all that off. We'll go back to collected, and now we have to fill the deck a little. We have 24 land is probably fine. So we need about 5 more cards to slot in. And as you see, the deck is much tighter now than it used to be. So I'm going to take some cards that draw cards. And I suppose I'll take Sai, because maybe we'll play an artifact and it'll do something. And I'll take an Arcane Encyclopedia. I mean, this is a 5/5 as long as you control the blue creature, but that's not a good rate or anything like that. Getting a 5/5 for 5, it's just going to die to a removal spell. It's just going to die to a Chupacabra. It's not really where you want to be. So I'll run 24 land, especially while I have 5 drops. But I would hope to take those out someday. And this is the deck as I would do it. So this is going to be my starter. This is going to be my day 1 blue. And all about that Curious Obsession. If we can get Curious Obsession in the opening hand and get some hits in. Whoa, what?
You got a quest. If you complete it, you'll get a reward.
Play a game, you don't say.
Come
Also,
here when you're ready to play a game.
we don't get to do any of the other modes until we do, so.
But first, you can change your deck before each game.
38 minutes before we go into gameplay against another human, but it's day 1. Hopefully you're finding it entertaining so far. Aircraft Blue. It sounds like they are running the deck I would run with a name like that. Alright, I mean, we don't have an artifact, so this isn't very good. But if we draw one, this and this become good, and we have an early creature and a dive down to protect something. I'll play the hand, but this is why we didn't cash in 4 dive downs, because sometimes you need a creature to protect with your dive down, and sometimes you need the dive down. You can't have too many dive. If you have too many dive downs and no creatures, your dive down does nothing. They made this hand a lot better than it would have been otherwise. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. We haven't drawn an artifact yet. We have a very low artifact count, which is one of the things I'm kind of like, ugh. I don't like the artifact theme in the deck much at all because of that. See if the opponent has an answer. They do not. So we really want to have an artifact to draw a card off this, because it's a very, very bad card otherwise. It's very medium. I've got to decide when I draw my card whether or not to play it or wait. There is Taking Vengeance. So down goes our 2-1. Another one. I think I'm just... I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to play another one, and we're going to go for beatdown. Whatever our opponent is up to, they aren't doing too much. And the Air Elemental is going to come down. So anything we can do to shorten the clock for Air Elemental, the better. A 4-mana 3/2 is very less than ideal. Or Taking Vengeance. Our opponent's playing blue-white, take all the vengeance. Combat, attack, get them, damage, and Air Elemental. Woo! If this lives and we can protect it with Dive Down, a couple turns, it might be able to take it, because it's very hard to block, as most flyers are. True story, the first national... Oof. Well, that's sad. True story, the first national champion in Magic the Gathering, I believe it was the first one, had a deck that had cards like Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Demonic Tutor, all of these ridiculous Time Walk, all these cards, and it won with a Phantom Monster, which was 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer. The end. Phantom Monster was in the deck. True story. Now that, of course, goes way back into the early 90s when the game was new and people really didn't know much about it. We were all learning together, and we were all flooding out, apparently. I imagine there was flood back then, although cards like Ancestral Recall really helped. Okay. Our opponent's playing Confront the Assault. You'll remember that from our tutorial. Here's some blocks. So they're basically coming straight out of the tutorial. They didn't even try to kill one of my scholars. They have a lot more cards, though, than I do right now, because I have not paired an artifact with my Sai or my scholars. We drew an ugly half of the deck, to be sure. But all we have to do is play this game, and we get our quest. I will go ahead and dive down there. We have to protect what we have. We have to protect what we have. It's worth protecting, dang it. Oh my goodness. Here we go. We've drawn many lands. I think I thought my opening hand was very balanced. Only we'd have to go back and look. Our opponent has the Riddlemaster Sphinx. I took it out for being too expensive, but now it's looking really good when you have so much mana. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a little bit of a payoff, because this, just on time, makes an artifact. An artifact lets us draw a card with our Scholar. There we go, and now things are sort of happening. I'm gonna hold this just... I don't think it matters against this opponent. It's just good habits to keep a card back. Always seem like you might have a trick in the bag. We'll see if our opponent's big rare Riddlemaster Sphinx can help them come back in this game. I don't think they should attack. They're way behind on the board. But sometimes they do anyway. Okay, our opponent appears to have been holding creatures back quite a bit throughout this game, just playing removal spells instead. And yeah, they do want to attack, so I'm not blocking. Alright. I think we attack with everybody. The opponent has to make some blocks over here. Let's see what happens. A Tempest Djinn would have a lot of power right now. Just saying. Just saying. I wonder why the Prodigy. Yeah, if you're gonna block the other 3/2. There you go. Good job. Good job. We also have to make sure we keep our Thopter alive to the best of our ability, because it's pumping these prodigies. And right now that extra point of power is a big deal as our opponent's all the way down to 4 life. That is a big angel. 5/5, white for Flying Mentor, which means it can put +1/+1 counters on other things, though nothing right now. When it dies, a +1/+1 counter on each white creature you control. No white creatures. So right now, just 6 mana 5/5, similar to the Riddlemaster Sphinx, is a big deal. They can go block, block, take 2, go to 2. So we don't have a lethal attack. But if we draw Disperse, we're good. A Curious Obsession. Oh. Oh, it hurts. I think we pass. Whatever we put the obsession on will get blocked. We could get the opponent down to 1. But I don't think that's good enough. Oh god, a Mentor of the Meek. And a creature. They've been holding back very, like, their threat pacing has actually been very good. I think we're playing against somebody a bit more experienced than the cards on the battlefield would imply, similar to ourselves. I'll go to 5. We need to draw Disperse, or some kind of bounce or tap thing. Ooh, does that do it? I'm going to go block, block, go to 1. It doesn't do it. But they do have to block. And we have to get our Curious Obsessed creature through. They have to attack with both. I think we're dead. But we should try. It would be foolish not to try here. And this game, we get the reward either way, so it's hardly the end of the world. Everything will be fine. But it's important to know what a flood. What a mega flood. So we put the obsession here because the opponent might block badly and let me draw a card. But they don't appear to be. Oh my. So this is the line that gives us a chance. With our opponent at 2, we could use a dive down here, and it could save one of our creatures. And then we need to draw a flyer or something else to block one of these. Now, we could also hold the dive down to stop a removal spell or something that would get the flyer through. But I think the aggressive use of it is right in this case, because we need bodies on the battlefield to win the game after that turn, no matter what happens. So here's our chance, and it's another land. Okay. That's too bad. That is too bad. And they did attack with both like they should. Alright, but hey, remember, it's a quest. We get stuff just for winning. We get 250 gold, which takes us up to 750, which doesn't buy us anything yet.
Ooh, more quests. You'll
25
get another
land.
one every day.
I'm gonna re-roll it, because you always want to go for that 750, but 25 lands is really
There's extra
easy.
rewards for daily and weekly wins too.
Well, you know, if I ever win a game.
Golly, there's just so much to look forward to.
Alright, 20 blue spells, piece of cake. Let's do more. As you see, events are still locked, and there isn't more cards to buy. Let's see if we can do a little better this time. I mean, we're on the draw, and we have all 3 drops. That's not a good curve, but we do have one of our more powerful cards. We'll try it out. I mean, what I would have given for this in the last game. Holy cow. Walking Corpse. So it looks like we're up against the black deck. The last deck was blue and white and definitely had opened some packs already. But right now we're beginner on beginner. We are in day... I guess this is technically day 2 of open beta, but it's day 1 for a lot of people because it went open a little later yesterday. So what do? I think we just go for the Djinn against all these little creatures. If the opponent has a murder for it, that is really tragic, but then it's kind of a sign that we weren't meant to win this game. And we try to slow this down. But if the opponent goes creature, 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 murder, oh well. They are much better fighter than me. Alright, Infectious Horror. When it attacks, each opponent loses 2 life. But they didn't have the murder. So, is this a case where we want to start swinging? I think... That is tough. I think I'd rather start swinging with the Thopter when the time comes. So let's get out the Pioneer to go with our Tempest Djinn. We can play a little bit of defense against all these creatures. If we equip this up and hit for 5, and then my opponent comes over and hits for... Yeah, the clock is much more in my opponent's favor at this point. And they didn't have a removal spell for the Djinn. It's right now holding a whole army of zombies at bay. So we'd much rather be getting in with the Thopter. Ooh, Bloodletter says no, though. I guess we can Waterknot it. Good old mix of flyers going on here. Let's lock that down. Let's put a Curious Obsession over here on the Thopter and start getting in. And gain some card advantage. Yeah, I'd love to draw a card. The word may is awkward. Just draw me that card. I want that card. Dual solve this by having an option to always use May abilities. Maybe Arena should consider it. Holding up an attack step, thinking, like, they're probably thinking, do I Alpha Strike? Yeah, looks like we Alpha Strike. I'm gonna hang on to my Pioneer for 1 turn. I'm going to eat the Infectious Horror since I lose life when it attacks. We'll go down to 9, facing all the 2/2s. And it is Rise from the Grave to get it back. Yep. Not bad, not bad. Alright. Let's start with Divination. Diamond Mare. Okay. Combat. Attack. Get him. We have to attack every turn or Curious Obsession goes away. And we don't want that. Alright. I think what I most want to do is put another Curious Obsession down so I can start drawing 2 cards a turn next turn and leave up Disperse and Diamond Mare. So we'll go to attacks. The opponent will attack with everything again, I'm sure. We'll lose 2 life. We'll go to blocks. We'll put the Tempest Djinn here. We'll put the Pioneer here. And we'll take 4. But before we do, we'll use the Disperse to get back our Pioneer so it can make us more chump blockers and trigger the Diamond Mare next turn. If the opponent had another way to make me lose 3 life, that's a very scary play. I don't know what that is, though. So, let's see. I think we attack with our Curiously Obsessed Thopter first and get the joy of double card draw. It could affect my sequencing. In this case, I think it does. So we're going to have 7 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, or they're both 6. Or this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to play everything. But then we don't play the Diamond Mare. And I do like the idea of playing the Diamond Mare a lot. Gaining some life back so I don't get drained. So I'm going to go this order. And there's the difference of having an artifact trigger for Sai from our first game. The opponent still knows about the Pioneer in my hand. But we go up to 4. And now we've got a board. Curious Obsession drew us through another massive land flood to get us into a good position. And Tempest Djinn is getting close to just doing the job. The opponent did draw the Death Baron. So now those zombies have Death Touch, which makes blockers a lot worse. What to do? As long as we keep the Thopter drawing 2 cards a turn, we should win the long game. I'm at 4, so I can only take one of these hits. I hate to trade my Tempest Djinn this way, but without answer to the Death Baron, I think I have to. So this would drop me to 1, and I'd lose to a Skymarch Bloodletter, but I can't kill this otherwise. It would just be throwing a creature away. I'm going to do it like this and take that risk. You gotta choose which risks to take in Magic. It is a game full of risks. But we're going to 1. That's pretty intense. Okay, those are good. They make jump blockers. Keep the cards coming, please. Okay, well, we have an artifact. I think we'll play the Seeker because it can trade with a Walking Corpse. Gain the life. Draw the card. Okay, it's another little critter. That's another life. The one of Diamond Mare doing some work. As we deploy the hand to the battlefield. And the Curious Obsession's dragging us through it. Dragging us through it. Music dies. Intensity rising. I'm sure that you can already tell if you went through Young CGB series last time that because of the power, the very reduced power level of the cards we've been given to start the game, and I'm not trying to complain about it by saying it, I'm just being real with you of what the situation is. Because of that, the games are much longer. A bit more back and forth. You're just fighting for little edges. That is normal when the power level is pretty low. So there's nothing weird about it. Fighting for these little edges that we're getting. This says end. Did I already play a land? I must have. I thought I hadn't. Alright, let's keep deploying the team. We're gonna be. I don't expect a board wipes, something like a Golden Demise that would kill all my creatures at this stage. It would be quite the blowout if it was there. I'm more worried about something that makes me lose a certain amount of life from the black deck. Some kind of drain effects, like are on some of the vampires. So that's why just playing out and gaining a bunch of life is probably smarter there. All right, our first win on Young CGB, free to play. 500 gold, yes. Let's get...
You have enough gold for a booster. Let's go get one from the store.
So there's also been a lot of posts in my Twitch chat about, do I have to buy a booster? Because it doesn't feel like you can do anything at this phase. But if you hit play, you don't have to buy a booster when she tells you to. However, we do want to. There's nothing wrong. This is $4.99 to purchase, but we're not purchasing. We're doing zero purchase. So 2 things. This is a promo code that anybody can use. Pay attention. Play Ravnica just like this. Take a screenshot if you need to. PLAY capital P RAVNICA capital R. Code redeemed. Yay! So that is a free code they're trying out right now.
To find out what's inside.
And we just got 3 packs of Ravnica for free. So hallelujah.
Beautiful new cards.
Drowned Secrets is a mill effect that we don't really want right now in our blue deck. Wrong blue card.
Finish quests to earn more boosters in gold.
This Muse Drake doesn't really do it either, although it's not the worst. Here's a common wild card, hallelujah. And there's a mythic wild card. We just talked about how we don't have much we want to do with the mythics. But maybe in these grinder games, the Tezzeret is important enough that we should get the Tezzeret. I'm starting to reconsider that.
What would you risk to beat me?
Well, we opened a Ral. Okie dokie. Let's also pick up a pack.
There they are. One booster pack, please.
And she wants me to buy guilds. Okay, all right. I'm gonna hope.
Quests to earn more boosters in gold.
I'm gonna hope if I do exactly what she tells me, that's spiked, and I get another like mythic wild card. Gruesome Menagerie. Okay, that didn't seem very spiked to me. All right, decks not rigged. Hashtag not rigged. Let's go over here. So I think that most of what we want from this is like M19 or Dominaria. The only boosters I really plan to buy are Dominaria and Ravnica, just so everybody knows. That's where I feel the real good stuff is. And okay, so it's showing me what cards are available to put in my deck. A Radical Idea isn't a great card, but at this early part of the format, these might be better than other cards and worth trying out. The Sphinx actually looked like it mattered. Now, do we play red for Ral? I'm going to not, because while if I were playing for myself, I would probably add some Izzet Guildgates and splash for Ral, but since I'm playing for the people, in a way, I'm not going to do that to the deck around one mythic, because I do feel like that would be a little unfair, so to speak, because not everybody's going to open Ral. So what are we cutting? I think the Muse Drakes are a bit better than the Scholar of the Stars because we don't have enough artifacts to really make them work. And I feel the same way about Sai. So what's our creature count? 26 is really high for this style of deck. 20 is about where you want to be, and the rest you want to be like good spells. We don't have good spells, but I'm going to cut those. I got the Sphinx in there because we've had no problem having a ton of mana, so maybe we want to play an effect like this. Do we have enough artifacts to play this? Probably not, but every now and then it'll work, and life will feel great, so I'll keep it around. Radical Ideas, not a great card at all. I think can we cut lands? That is a good question. I mean, I have 6 drops in my deck, but we've been drawing more cards than these decks mostly, and they seem a little rigged. Just being honest, it seems a little spiked out there to me. Oh, we got a wild card. So we have 2 commons, 1 uncommon, and a rare. So let's keep crafting. Let's keep trying to get this better. And specifically, I need better creatures. So an uncommon. Not land. The Diamond Mare did really good. This card is really good for the deck, though. The Siren Storm Tamer might be a thing we need to pick up. But I think Merfolk Trickster on strength is even better. But it's in Dominaria boosters, which are the boosters I'm most likely to buy. So I'm probably going to hold off, even though it's a really good card for the deck. Straight out of M19 is Exclusion Mage, which is a really good one as well. But let's get some counter magic in our life. I don't know, do we have any wizards yet? We don't, but I do plan to get them. It seems like it would make a lot of sense to start picking up my wizard's retorts. Tough calls, tough calls. But I might get cancel or something like that, and I can replace wizard's retort for a period of time. No, I think that what I really need is more and better 2-drop type creatures. 1 and 2-drop creatures. That's what hasn't happened in the games yet. So if I'm looking at those, I want the Siren Storm Tamer. So feels weird. Actually, it's going to take me a long time to open enough Tricksters, even if I am buying Dominaria boosters. I think this is the best uncommon I could get for the deck. So let's just go with power. Let's not overthink it. We Magic players, we never overthink anything, am I right? You're probably tuning in to see me overthink it to some degree, but I have to avoid that. So now we're on commons. We could get the Artificer's Assistance. What else could we get? Oh, Spell Pierce is a pretty good one, but probably not at this level. But Essence Scatter is probably a very good one to pick up if we're gonna get some counters in the deck. So that's where I'm gonna go with my common wild cards. So we got an Essence Scatter. We'll get another Essence Scatter. Very creature heavy type of thing going on in the meta. And I will, like I said, I'm reconsidering how to use the Mythic wildcard here, and I am going to grab some Tezzerets, even if they're not like the long-term
really
excellence.
think you can keep up with me?
If we can win more games, we can win more. We can do more with Tezzeret. So I could also grab a Dream Eater, which seems like a very good card and might split open games like this pretty good and steal wins. I mean, it's new, it's fun. Let's get a Dream Eater off of our first wild card. So now we have 6 cards to cut. We're running 6 drops again. We didn't add more artifacts, but this Diamond Mare and this Arcane Encyclopedia, and we've got the Pioneer who makes them. Should be able to work. So we can cut some of these sort of bridgy card drawy cards and try to keep the deck lower to the ground. And we got a Tezzeret and a Dream Eater. We don't probably need a Zahid or the Sphinx as much. Dream Eater's like a lot better than this. But then again, having these two is probably a really nice failsafe. The Radical Idea. It's a nice little bridge. How many Waterknots do we need? Well, we added the Essence Scatters, so maybe we can cut back on the Waterknots. What's our creature count like? Yeah, it's fine. All right. This is what I'll roll with for now, and we'll get in and get to work. I have one deck that I plan to use for most of my grind. That's going to be this blue deck. Tempest Djinn and Curious Obsession carrying us through for a while. But then we're also going to work on other decks for quests, and when we unlock decks, the decks that you get over time, we're going to go through those as well and work on making changes. For at least each day this week, I'm going to go through each of the decks and sort of explore them to some degree. But just to set expectations on that, the Young CGB series, we're going to make 1 or 2 videos that are public a week, and then the rest will be like kind of I'm going to play with this account for about an hour a day, and I'm going to record a video at the beginning of each week to show here's our deck, here's where we're at, here's our wild cards, here's what we're going to spend them on. And then at the end of the week, if we build a new deck, or we kind of look back and see where we got to with wild cards, gold, and things like that during the week, grinding, that'll be the second video. But I'm not going to put that video up every day for everybody. It cluttered the feed. It didn't get as many views as the other video, so I have to do what's right for the channel. And now is a time when I need to put up more videos for the new standard format. That's what a lot of people come to see. So if you want to see all the videos, they will be uploaded to the supporters only private links in the Discord. And if you were interested in becoming a supporter and seeing all the videos, it's possible to do that for just $2 a month on Patreon, or for free on Twitch using an Amazon Prime subscription, a Twitch Prime sub. You can also pay $5 for a sub on Twitch, or subscribe to a different tier on Patreon if you wish to support more. So that's what's going on with Young CGB. It's not about so much making it strictly paid to watch, since I'm going to be uploading videos that both show the beginning and end of the week and where we've gotten to on our decks and our collection. I'm going to make sure that that's always free. It's just that having all that information in the channel is, well, it caused some issues. We'll say it caused some issues. So do we want to block the Highland Game? If it dies, our opponent gains 2 life. I don't know if our Aviation Pioneer is going to do anything else, though. And we are still drawing a ton of land. I'm starting to wonder, based on 3 games, small sample size, might not be a thing, hashtag conspiracy theories, but I am starting to question if Wizards is stacking the deck to make sure we draw all the land we could ever possibly need in these games, because the amount of land being drawn is very wow. It's a big wow factor on the land draws. Alright, our opponent seems to be on a green and black. We've got a Death Baron and a Highland Game so far. I assume there's some zombies coming. but it's hard to know what to anticipate. I do know that between black and green, it's hard to get flyers, so I'm optimistic that our flyers can do a lot of damage. Blanchwood Armor with 1 forest out does allow the opponent to attack, but if they wish to race, we are very happy to race, especially when we draw the Curious Obsession. Our opponent already wants to remove this because it shrinks this, so I'm going to go to the Corsair. Our Gearsmith Prodigy is relying on this Thopter to be a 2/2, so the opponent wants to kill that as it is. So now we at least make our Thopter stick around. Alright, another Pioneer. That gives us another Thopter. Now I wish I had put it on this Thopter, but you never know what you're going to draw. And we don't have enough artifacts in this deck to always have a 2/2 Gearsmith Prodigy. By the way, is that not the happiest mechanic of all time? And those pants, I want those pants. It's so comfy. I bought a set of these on a trip to Thailand, and I know this isn't supposed to be Thailand themed, but it's that side of the world. At least I'm on the right continent. Yeah, I wore them out. Don't put them through the dryer. That's my tip. If you have those kind of pants, treasure them. Treasure them. It's a long trip back to Thailand to get more. Death Baron, what you doing? What you doing, Death Baron? Oh, timer is a running. And pass in turn, okay? We'll go land, we'll go Riddlemaster, big old 5/5 top ender, the Sphinx, to return the Death Baron to the opponent's hand, make the Blanchwood Armor fall off, and then charge. It looks like our opponent didn't draw as many lands as they need, so maybe my theory is just small sample size complaints. Ooh, plummet, take out my Sphinx. That's interesting because I'm sure that they really like to take out the Corsair, but it doesn't gain flying on their turn. It's kind of interesting how that would work out. I'm sure they would have taken out the Corsair. All right, they're at 3. Can they come back? Again, I don't expect cards like Golden Demise, things that would kill, that would, what are the things that Hearthstone and other gamers call it? Area of effect? Like things that hit like everything in play. I'm learning the terms. I'm working on it. All right, but this should be it. Let's get him. Get him. Kill him. Before we draw our 10th land. All right, another one bites the dust. And our quest complete, 850 gold. Claim that prize, up to another 1,000. And now she's going to unlock this for us so we can play other modes.
Events. Each one is different.
So this is Welcome Weekend Singleton. Welcome Weekend Singleton is free.
You'll need to earn more gold to play in events.
Well, I actually don't need to because it's free. So, and when you play, you can win things. So common card will be 2 wins is a common, 3 wins is a rare, 4 wins is a rare and an uncommon. But it's just a little thing extra in addition to other rewards, so you should do it. So let's build the Singleton deck. We probably can't do it in one color. So what are the colors we want to do? Blue looked okay with white, didn't it? And white has a powerful card in Leon Warleader. Let's take a look at our rares. I'm sure that we want to look at our rares and mythic rares to decide what 2-color decks we want to build. So Leon Warleader is pretty good. Inspiring Commander, maybe. We definitely want to be blue, but man, does Tempest Djinn want a lot of islands. So that's... maybe we don't have to do that. Over here in red and green, you see Demanding Dragon, Burning Sun's Avatar, the Dragon Queen, the Spitflame. Those are pretty good. And Giganosaurus, Mammoth, and Galta are there too. And there's a Ral. What about blue and red? I guess we could play these big dragon cards. We could play Ral. So I'm going to build my Highlander, my Singleton deck around that. So we'll go blue, we'll go red, and we'll go artifacts. And it'll probably be pretty janky. If we put in one of like every relevant thing from our collection, is it good enough? Not even being picky. I'm really curious if I can fill a deck this way. Crabs and all. Yeah, it looks like it'll get there, but that's Singleton. You have to have only one of each card. So it's a bit of a challenge, especially with a young collection. But again, if we get wins, it's like it's free to enter. And if we get wins, it's like we get free cards. So get on that. So Arcane Encyclopedia, Field Creeper is a 2/1 for 2, Diamond Mare. Silent Dart. Okay. Some of these cards, it's like, holy crap, what am I doing with my life? Maybe a 5/5 isn't too bad. And then we add a Highland Lake. And the mana base is going to be disgustingly bad. I guess we'll get a Guildgate in there too. Okay, 75 cards. We get 15 cuts. Mana curve's very high. It feels like asking for the artifact synergy is crazy, but what are the worst cards in the deck? That's the question now. I think I keep the... I hate this card so much, but it's a 2-mana 2/2. Maybe it's worse. I don't know what it is I have against it, but the artifact theme works with other things. This works with instants. Like, this is such an off... This deck is so off. It's so bad. I don't like you. I think anything that's bordering on vanilla is probably worth cutting. So by vanilla, we mean, for those of you new to Magic, is anything that has a text box without any abilities or anything like that. Those are usually very bad cards, just generally speaking. I can't really do that. I can't rely on it. Uzi, I mean, wait, yep, that's vanilla. Close to vanilla. That's vanilla. It's usually a good start if you're like trying to think where to start. Cut some vanilla things. How's our creature count? 27? Pretty high. So we can still cut some other creatures. This is basically a vanilla 5/5, but we might need the artifacts. Fiery Finish is 7 damage to a creature. I think we want to keep all the removal though. Alright, I will cut the Guardian. We can cut a lot of our creatures. I think having around 20 creatures in this deck would be ideal. So we still have a lot more creatures we can cut. So I'm going to cut the ones I don't like that Pilgrim. Don't like you. Don't really like this Mage. I'm going to pull you out. Don't have Wizard synergy yet, so I'm going to pull out the Pyromancer. The Goblins I might like, at least it gives me bodies. There's a little bit of value in bodies. Silent Dart triggers some of this stuff. The unblockableness goes with the Curious Obsession, but it's going to be very rare to draw them together. So I'm going to pull out the 1/1. Befuddle at least as a spell draws a card, so that's why I'm thinking of keeping it around more. It also triggers things like the Wee Dragonauts. Scholar of the Stars isn't something I like very much at all. It's just too unreliable. I love having the Charging Monstrosaur in here and the Demanding Dragon. It gives me a lot more power. This is pretty good. It's a removal spell mixed in with a creature. Then we got the cards we really paid up for up here. That's a lot of 6-drops though. I think Volcanic Dragon's the worst one. And that works with the Dragon Queen, so maybe I'm supposed to take out the Queen. This one can come out for 4, but there aren't enough artifacts to make that reliable at all. Same thing with Sai. Ugh. It's tough. It's tough choices. I'm gonna take out the I'm gonna take out the Dragon Queen because I think I've only got 2 other dragons in the deck. It's a very Win-Mori card, and my life is sad. I'm so sad about it. I don't love it. I don't love doing that, but all these other ones have like a good ETB, and this is an artifact, and I may need it to destroy something weird. So, ETB enters the battlefield effect. You want cards that when they hit the table have impact. Now, do I want to add more red? I'll stick with their recommended mana for now, but I'm very concerned that I don't have enough red sources with only 10. And this will be Singleton. Let's change that art. We can do better. All right, So that's going to be me building the Singleton deck. Since we're already at an hour and 19 minutes, we're going to end the video. If you want to see me play the Singleton event and crack some packs and things like that, you're welcome to come out and check it out. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you want to become a supporter. Pledges start at only $2 a month. Otherwise, the Young CGB will return probably on Monday to show you what we did through the weekend. And then again, like my plan is Monday and Friday to have our extra video be Young CGB stuff. All right. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next...
Here too. Keep an eye out for new ones.
She just won't go away.
It's been fun.
Never mind.
I hope you stick around. Goodbye, and good luck, Planeswalker.
We'll leave it with her. She said it well. Goodbye. Good luck, Planeswalker.